Thank you for the kind words. Well, the Doyens are here. And as Dr. Abdul Kalamji said that he saw people smiling, and that's what I noted, in fact. And if you had not shown me the video, I would have said the same thing, that what you have written here, happy liver, happy doctor. First of all, happy Doctor's Day to all of you. I think all of them need felicitation, I think that's something which is very important. All of them, they need it because one, they are great people in a great institution, ILBS. As I entered, I could see that smile in everybody, You go to any of the hospitals, you don't find that, Somehow I was wondering that, I know that he manages this kind of things very well. I know about it because I attended one of those NAMS conference at the building. And then I could see that, he always stands up there and then gets the things done. And I was very happy to see all the people smiling here, when they came over here. And then there was a tree plantation. And, well, sir, good olden days, during times. And when I heard him, I remembered the question which used to be asking for us, the etiopathogenesis of fatty liver. And one of my classmates wrote, God only knows. And he got the full marks that time. And I heard him last time. Then I realized this is the God who is telling the encyclopedia of the hepatology. I think you give a big hand to him, And the way he said that all the things are boiling down to the liver, the fatty liver and everything, I said, yes, the heart is not here, the heart is here somewhere. So I was just wondering, having heard him at the NMS on the other day. And as far as the institution, sir, I think, all of us know about ILBS, It's a great institution, 12 years plus, you said that, NABH accreditation, lot of things, the internationally renowned blood, the liver banks, and lot of good work, the transplant in children and everything, which is, if you look into that, sir was talking about the contract business, you look into that. All of us have a contract with God. And it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal whether it is for 2 years or 4 years or 5 years. And the whole world outside this in the country is a contract. If you go to any of the best centers, all of you have gone there, there's a contract. It is not that a permanent thing like that. By the way, I should not be saying that we are also planning to introduce in our systems. In fact, 6 months back, I had a confidential meeting with somebody, and I said the most important factor for most of the institutions which are declining is because of this issue. And we are likely to get one of those big institutions in Delhi. It's still in the negotiations. We are discussing with them. We are getting a big institution in Delhi, wherein I have proposed on paper that only this kind of contract system will work. So be cheerful now, at least. The whole world is contract now. It's not just the ILBS. See, I'll tell you one thing. The contract doesn't mean that it is the hire and fire. Nobody wants to lose a good person. And I'm yet to see some good people leaving good institutions at any time. Rarely, very exceptional things because of other things that do happen. But otherwise, the institutions and the people in the institution don't want to lose good people. This is something which is very important, We always look into the contract as a negative aspect, but I think it's a positive aspect in our country where, you have issues with our efficiency, with issues with our competence, with issues with corruption, and a combination of all three sometimes in the government institutions. This is something which is not going to be, entertained henceforth. A lot of administrative changes are going to happen. Many of the good institutions which are going to come will work on the lines of you. And it is a positive thing because this institution is a success story. And you know better than me about the success story. How an institution at the 10, 12, 14 years of age could come out to this level wherein the national and international standards could be set in. This is something which, it's a story, it's a success story in itself. And as far as what sir was telling, because we are both of us are government institutions, I think we must collaborate more. Collaborate in the sense, not just collaborate, cooperate, or work together. I think in all domains, whether it is patient care, whether it is teaching learning, which is easy to do, whether it is research, again, it's easier to do. Administration, a lot of good things have happened here. And a lot of good things are going to happen in most of the good centers in the country, especially in the government setup, because there are many things which are being relooked into that administratively, that what is right and what is wrong, and how to give incentives to the people who are working more. This is something which is going to come out in the years to come in the government systems, and we are going to give some of those administrative experiments with the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. I'm not going to open up that because the media will pounce right now that the AIIMS director has told this is going to happen, and they are going to happen. So don't be surprised to see the things which are there here, and some of the best institutions in the country and the world are going to be taken up in the Government of India institutions, including AIIMS New Delhi. So this is something which we are going to follow you, and then take up those things which are good governance and the transparency and the efficiency parameters and the key performance indicators of a good institutions like ILBS. So as far as the collaboration, I think we should not have much of those problems because we are government institutions. And if you need a rotation at the level of residents, you're most welcome. And it's a two-way learning process, because many of the things, you see, look into that. Your people will come to a place where the spectrum is more, the numbers are more, or maybe you understand that, I always tell, Professor Arora will tell that, a good surgeon always says that he wants to watch a good person, a good surgeon, and also sometimes a bad surgeon also, because I make up my mind that I shall not do this kind of surgery again in my lifetime. That's also learning. So it's always a learning, there are different protocols, different people, something is good, something works in these settings, something will work in a settings which has got resource crunch. And again, and all of you students, the resident doctors will become their founding members of this kind of setups and the units when they go back to the other parts of the country. So they need to be exposed to all the things, whether it is in a bigger setup, whether it is in a smaller setup like this, whether it has a huge potential of how we do everything free there and how you need to pay here according to the rates, whatever you have, and then how the insurance system works. Because we are not much into the PMJ and other insurance systems and the paying patients, because our majority of our patients are free patients. So I think at the level of resident doctors, they can come on a rotation basis. There is no problem. I think 1 month rotation is very well done, which is within the domains of the directors of the institution. Beyond that also, we can take up to the respective bodies and get it done. And for the faculty also, I think it's necessary. And then as far as the transplantation surgery and other things, we are going in a big way now. You will hear us. And then we may need your support and the people from this institution to support for us, because that was something which we could not do because of the various reasons which we have within the institution. And at the moment, we are committed that we are going to expand our transplantation services, especially on the liver transplantation services. And it's a pity sometimes, all our cadaver donations are coming from the government institutions, and they go to the private institutions but not to the government institutions. And this is something which we need to look into that. The patient is a poor person who is donating, or a philanthropist who is donating, or a donor who is donating, and then it comes from most of the government institutions, our own country. This is the problem of the country, it's not just the Delhi. And then they end up in places where everything is high profile, elite, payment and everything. Institutions like this and institutions like AIIMS need to look into that and then enhance their transplantation services so that the people get it at the affordable rate, which is happening here, or free, which happens in AIIMS. This is something which we need to look into that. I think we can sit together and then see to it that we rotate for all levels, whether it is senior resident, faculty, research. I think research is something which is very important, because you are establishing the quality and the standards and a lot of protocols here, and then the newer things like what has been done here. And if you look into the numbers, again, you have huge numbers at AIIMS, and then that's something which we can collate our data and see to it that, we become part of the multicentric trials and everything, so that the data gets strengthened up and the study gets strengthened up, and then we come out with the publications and research articles, which again, some of the diseases are very specific to our country and the region. And I think these two institutions can sit together, work together, and then get those answers for the problems which are specific to this particular country and the region. And again, happy Doctors' Day to all of you, and keep smiling. You have very good people, very good administration, very good institution. You see, what is important is the ambience and the environment is also important. You know, there are hospitals which are huge, large, and then the infrastructure is little old, and then all that, but you have that, you know, the gifted of this particular new infrastructure, very well maintained. HAS, yes, we are going with HAS. Our complete cyber solutions are coming out. Our, I think what we have recently got it done is almost amounts to 400 crores. And the architecture which we are making it is a reference architecture, which I think is going to be the very robust, very friendly, and then very secure also. We will share with you whatever necessary changes and implementations which you want to do it. You can go ahead with it. And because we had a cybersecurity incident, then I took up that particular interest in that. And we have frozen our architecture now. And we are planning to have, at the moment, our office, you know, the entire administration is paperless. My first order of joining AIMS was making it a paperless administration. Unfortunately, we could not do for the hospital totally paperless. Now we are planning to do that. We are putting up all the new systems now, which is going to be a very, very robust thing. And I think it's going to be in international standards. And maybe the ILBS also give us the insights, because you said that you are very proud of the HIS system which you have. And we will look into your systems also. And then whatever we do it, see, we don't have to reinvent the wheel in every hospital, you know, because we all go through the same problems. When we had a cybersecurity incident, we had, and who knows that which institutions are going to be hacked by the Chinese in the future. So we need to learn from each other, handhold, and eventually it all goes to the patient. You know, it's the patient who gets the benefit of all our expertise, experience, and whatever the research we carry out here. Once again, happy Doctors' Day to all of you, and looking forward to see you. That's what important, you know. We may meet each other here and there, and I may come and go, but I think from the very next month or this month, we will have a rotation plan so that our residents and the faculty will rotate whatever is necessity. You know, wherever you want to come, you're most welcome to any part of the AIMS. And then we also have identified the places where we need to come over here and learn from you. Thank you very much. Happy Doctors' Day. Thank you.